What if I told you that before the zombie apocalypse, there was an international heist with no undead, just adrenaline, genius-level safecracking, and a misfit team of thieves trying to change their destinies? Welcome to the untold chapter of the Army of the Dead universe. This is Army of Thieves, where our hero isn't a soldier or a zombie slayer, but a nervous, quirky, brilliant man who can hear the soul of a safe. Let's dive deep into the prequel that stole our hearts and a few €100 million.
Army of Thieves was released in 2021, directed by and starring Matthias Schweighöfer. The film is a standalone prequel to Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, and while the undead are barely present, the tension, action, and character development are fully alive. This story takes place in a world just starting to notice strange events in Nevada. Zombie outbreaks are in the background. But in Europe, life goes on, and so does crime.
We begin by meeting our main character, Sebastian, played by Matthias Schweighöfer, before he ever called himself Ludwig Dieter. He's a lonely, introverted bank teller in Germany, living a quiet, repetitive life. Sebastian's obsession? Legendary safes. Not just any safes, the mythic creations of Hans Wagner, a fictional master locksmith who built 4 nearly impossible-to-crack vaults. Each one is themed after Richard Wagner's operas: Das Rheingold, Die Walküre, Siegfried, and Götterdämmerung. He even posts YouTube videos about them, with 0 views. But everything changes when his passion catches the attention of a mysterious woman.
Enter Gwendoline Starr, an international jewel thief and hacker extraordinaire played by Nathalie Emmanuel. She invites Sebastian to a secret underground safe-cracking competition. Against all odds, he wins. Impressed by his skill, Gwendoline recruits him into her team of international thieves. Brad Cage, the muscle and self-proclaimed alpha leader. Corina, the tech expert and surveillance queen. Rolf, the driver and silent badass. Their mission? Rob 3 of the 4 Wagner safes across Europe, each hidden inside highly secure banks. Sebastian, still awkward and terrified, agrees. This is his chance at something extraordinary. His life, for the first time, has purpose.
The first target, a bank in Paris holding the Rheingold safe. The operation is slick. Corina controls the cameras, Rolf handles the escape, Brad distracts the guards, and Sebastian must prove himself. He's shaking, panicking, but then something shifts. As his fingers touch the metal, he connects with the safe. It's not just mechanics, it's music, it's poetry. He cracks it. The team escapes successfully. The thrill is addictive. Sebastian, now as Dieter, is starting to transform.
Next up, Die Walküre, located in Prague. But things aren't so smooth this time. Tension builds between Brad and Gwendoline, hinting at a past relationship. Sebastian is caught between admiration for Gwen and rivalry with Brad. The heist goes down with more chaos, and Sebastian cracks the safe under intense pressure, again proving his brilliance. But behind the scenes, Interpol is catching up, led by Delacroix, a determined agent who once almost caught Brad. The law is closing in.
The cracks begin to show. Brad is jealous of Gwendoline and Sebastian's growing bond. Gwen, on the other hand, admires Sebastian's honesty, passion, and how different he is from the violent world they live in. Tensions explode. Brad wants to ditch Sebastian after the 3rd heist. Gwen refuses. Sebastian, despite being scared, decides to stay, not for the money, but for the adventure, and maybe Gwen. They share a quiet moment, a kiss that feels like it could lead to something real.
But there's no time for feelings. The final job awaits.
The last target, Siegfried, hidden in a bank in St. Moritz, Switzerland. Interpol is hot on their trail. Every move is risky. This time, things fall apart. During the escape, Brad turns on the team. He wants the money, the girl, and the glory. In the chaos, Gwen and Sebastian barely escape with their lives. But most importantly, Sebastian manages to crack the final safe. It's a beautiful, emotional moment. The mechanism sings to him. It's more than theft, it's an art form. After escaping, Gwendoline makes a heartbreaking decision. She turns herself in so Sebastian can escape. She gives him a new identity, Ludwig Dieter, and sends him off to a new life in America. The only thing she asks in return, keep the dream alive. It's an emotional farewell. Sebastian is reborn. The final scenes show Sebastian in Las Vegas, now under the name Ludwig Dieter, the version we meet in Army of the Dead. He works at a locksmith shop, quietly waiting for his next call, which comes from Scott Ward and his team, who need his safe-cracking skills for a job in zombie-infested Vegas. Full circle. We now understand the man behind the quirky grin and the nervous laugh. He's not just a comic relief, he's a dreamer, an artist, and a romantic who just happened to fall into the world of heists and chaos. Army of Thieves may not have zombies, but it's filled with life. It's a stylish, charming prequel that adds layers to the world Zack Snyder built. And it proves one thing. You don't need a gun to be a hero. Sometimes, all it takes is a stethoscope, a safe, and a heartbeat. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like, subscribe for more, and tell us in the comments. Which Wagner safe would you risk everything to crack? Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and never underestimate the quiet ones.